my name is Patrycja, I'm Polish and I live in UK, London. I came to UK over 2 years ago for my master's degree in fashion design, and I talk mainly about fashion design degrees, coming to London. I speak about my experiences as a Polish person in UK. I talk about veganism, I talk about being single, about dating apps. As a first video to introduce myself a little bit more, I decided to tell you a bit more about myself. So I'm 25 years old currently, which is mind-blowing because I don't really feel like 25 years old. If you'd ask me, I mentally am 19 and not a single month more than that. When I was a child, I used to love drawing. That's why I chose to go to art high school. But my parents were musicians, so they forced me to play piano for 6 years, which I hated. Right now I kind of regret that I didn't continue, but because I was forced, and I'm this kind of person that when someone tells me to do something, I'm gonna do exactly opposite. Therefore, I'm not playing piano anymore. When I was 16, I actually moved out from my family home. I was living and learning in a boarding school, the art high school. I wasn't really sure if I wanted to continue anything art related after high school because I was quite tired of painting and doing sculptures. I didn't really feel that great in that area. But then when I was choosing my degrees, I was also considering economy and something a little bit more strategic in terms of money. But I think that this my nature kind of took over, and I decided to apply for fashion design, and therefore I started my bachelor degree in Łódź in Poland on Academy of Fine Arts, where I studied fashion design. After my second year of bachelor's, I already knew that I didn't see myself doing masters at that same academy. I didn't really see myself profiting from that much, therefore I decided to start applying abroad. I also applied for Erasmus program and I actually got accepted to Paris, but I chose London because from Erasmus I would have to go back to Poland and I didn't want that. And I'm also not that fluent in French, unfortunately. Hopefully someday I will be. I moved to UK basically with one big suitcase on my own, and I had booked Airbnb for literally 4 days and I had no room to stay, no job whatsoever. So I was risking a lot. I didn't know anyone in London. I was completely on my own, and that's why I also have this channel to kind of share my mistakes and everything that I did wrong, so you don't have to if you plan to move to UK. I finished my master degree in a part-time mode for 2 years, and I finished it during the pandemic, meaning that I didn't manage to do my final collection, didn't manage to sew it because I was sitting at home and I had it all digitally, unfortunately. I've been vegan for almost 4 years. I like to call myself more of a mainly plant-based person rather than vegan because I know there's a lot of stigma around it, and I also don't pressure myself to always be 100%. One of the topics I also covered on my channel was my binge eating and my struggles with food, as I used to struggle a lot. Right now I think that situation is quite under control. I eat mainly intuitively, but I also don't have many attempts to lose weight anymore. Sometimes I do, but I mainly focus on working out and exercising and that part of my life rather than focusing on calorie counting or dieting, because I just know that my mental health is gonna really suffer from that. Therefore, I really try to be mindful about what I'm eating, but I also allow myself to eat a lot of things that I just genuinely like. That's why I share this experience as well, because sometimes I go through phases when it's a little bit worse, and it's okay, we all have these moments. Recently, I've also been through CBT Therapy, which is cognitive behavioral therapy, that was about to help me with my self-criticism, with lack of empathy to myself, and being really restrictive, having a lot of expectations and all of that. So that's also the topic I like to talk about, because I believe that we all deserve therapy and we should all go to one at some point. The other point is that I have also been single in London, and when I first came here I was using Tinder, Hinge and Badoo for some time. It was my idea also to meet new people, but go for dates as well, so I also talk about it on my channel. If I was supposed to describe myself as a person, I usually like to refer to myself as quite empathetic and open-minded and reflective. I really like to reflect on everything I do in my life. Not only therapy has taught me this, but also my environment, my family, my home, my mom. We are really in depth in terms of our emotions and feelings. I was taught to talk a lot about it, to analyze, to go back and refer to my childhood, to think about why am I behaving this way? Why am I feeling this, what I'm feeling? Like, why am I anxious in this moment? Why is this triggering me? So if you're also this kind of person who is interested in kind of psychological aspects of our life, who is more in depth about what is going on with you, if you like to analyze, if you're a daydreamer, if you like to think a bit too much and overthink every single thing that's going on, then we are meant to be friends here. Because I am a massive overthinker and I'm a massive daydreamer. Sorry if I'm talking a little bit weird, but I actually have a massive swollen situation here because my wisdom tooth, and I am on antibiotics currently because I can't go to dentist. So sorry if you can hear me speaking or see me speaking in a weird way. That's basically my number one hobby. Analyzing people. Alcohol, yeah, wine, bread specifically, or beer, IPA. I'm Polish, so that's obvious. I like all the artsy stuff. I love going to galleries and museums. I love seeing art. I love experiencing art. I wish I could do it more and go to theaters and be a bit more active in that sort of way. In terms of fashion overall, my biggest dream would be to be a lingerie designer or wedding dresses designer, but it's not really going well for me, and I find it hard to motivate myself during the pandemic, so yeah, it is what it is. I wouldn't say I'm an introvert. I am more of an ambivert, which this lockdown made me realize even more, that I need people from time to time. I love working with people, especially in creative stuff. I like to have people around me to reassure me, to help me. But also, if I'm around people too much, if I go for a party, I need to recover from it by myself for like at least a couple of days. So I have these two sides of my personality, as I think majority of us do. So I'm kind of balanced between people and lack of them. Currently in London on a lockdown in my little room, missing my dog and my cat and my mom a lot because they're in Poland and I obviously can't really go there. I'm hoping the situation will get better and I'm not gonna lose my job. If you want to hear a bit more from me and follow my journey, leave me a comment, stay with me, consider subscribing. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope I'll see you in my videos. Bye.